Hey everyone, and welcome to our Q&A presented by Just Love. I'm your host Paula Jane, and I'm talking to Judy Carroll. Judy is an internationally known author. Her books include The Zeta Message, Human by Day, Zeta by Night, and her most recent book, Extraterrestrial Presence on Earth. Welcome, Judy.
Hi Paula, hi everyone.
In this episode, we're discussing the message that we read out in our last interview on global warming and climate change sent through by Mars, who is a tall grey from the Zeta Reticular star system. Mars has worked with Judy for many years. So Judy, can you just start by telling us more about your relationship with Mars?
Yes, Paula, Mars has been around helping me all my life. Right through childhood, I was aware of this non-human contact, which really scared me at first. But as I got into my teens, I was able to move past the fear and came to think of Mars and the Greys as family. He's the one in particular that I got to know, and during the 8 years I trained in meditation and mediumship, he used to come in and overshadow me regularly. It was Mars who taught me how to do automatic writing to prepare me for my future task of writing the books. During my training period, he channeled many amazing messages through, and this one on global warming that he sent through recently is typical. The Greys work with and deeply understand universal life force energy, which is the underlying factor behind everything in existence, including our human bodies and our Mother Earth. Hence this teaching that Mars has given us.
So Judy, what Mars is saying is that our planet is holding up a mirror to us. She is reflecting our behaviour, and the solution is to return to love and balance, because that's where we came from. We need to rebalance by moving away from aggressive, patriarchal, yang male energy, which will enable us to return to a kinder, gentler and more loving yin energy. Mars is telling us to strike a balance through reconnecting and cooperating with each other and being compassionate with each other, as opposed to the divide and conquer tactics that have been employed by humanity since the beginning of time on Earth. Competition and conflict leave us feeling disempowered and alone. Again, it's our choice, love or fear.
Yes, it's fear that causes our energy to become imbalanced. This state of imbalance brings about all the problems that we experience, health-wise and in our quality of life and relations with others on a personal level, and discord and war on the planetary level. These issues then cause more fear, so we get caught up in a repeating cycle that we cannot break out of.
Yes, this is so true. And I think the rub is that intellectually we can grasp what Morris is saying, but because we're body, mind and spirit, and we've been predominantly brought up in fear, albeit well meaningfully, cellularly, we're hardwired for competition and conflict. It's kind of like our body betrays us before we even register that we do have a choice. For example, we know either intuitively or factually that the powers that be oftentimes pull the wool over our eyes to suit their agenda. We're faced with witnessing the whole push-pull divide tactics that politicians or whomever engage in about things that often affect our lives deeply. This can leave us feeling disempowered and scared. And since we are body, mind and spirit, this hopelessness and helplessness manifests on all levels of our being.
Oh, for sure, Paula. It tends to be an automatic physiological reaction, just like the fear people often experience with ET contact, even though there's no real threat. This is a carryover from the instinctual reaction passed down from our primate ancestors. As humans, we now need to move past herd instinct and evolve into the free will choice of love or fear. The planetary controllers work through government, religion and financial institutions, exploiting this instinctive tendency to the max in order to keep us under control and disempowered.
Well, when you really think about it, what Morris is saying is to take time to register how you're feeling. Feel and sense into your body, because if you've bought into the lie, so to speak, your body will reflect that, either through a sense of fear, anger, or even inflated ego, which is a tactic used extensively by religion to cause dissension. When you react with disempowerment, your energy becomes blocked. You may feel like your body is closing in on you. But the truth of the matter is, and this applies to many different situations, not just global warming, if you accept and allow that there are things people are doing on Earth that are not serving humanity or the planet at this point in time, that's just the way it is. We are all on our own journey. It's Earth's school, and there are lessons to be learned. You'll feel better if you keep this in mind. There's always a bigger picture involved.
Oh yes, for sure, that's so very true. We can't change the world, we can only change ourselves. To quote Mahatma Gandhi, be the change you wish to see in the world. And Lao Tzu, if you want to awaken all of humanity, then awaken all of yourself. If you want to eliminate the suffering in the world, then eliminate all that is dark and negative in yourself. Truly, the greatest gift you have to give is that of your own self-transformation. In other words, it all has to start with yourself and making the choice to focus on love and positivity rather than on fear and negativity. That is the key to your transformation as well as the transformation of humanity.
Yes, and this can sound like a very big ask because it's your life that we're talking about. However, you can contribute to the healing of any perceived problem by unblocking and unclenching your body and allowing love to flow in. This love is always available to us, so just allow and feel the love flow through your body in regard to whatever issue is affecting you. Then allow that love to flow out into the world and into the perceived area that you feel helpless and hopeless about. So unclench your body, breathe in love, and know that you can make a difference by coming back to love, by allowing others their journey and returning to your own journey, which is one of love, compassion, connection, and trust that all is well, all is right. I like to think that in the end, loving energy will prevail. Love conquers all.
Yes, and speaking in purely energetic terms, as the ET teachers like to do, positivity must always win out in the end, because positivity is expansive, whereas negativity always ends up imploding upon itself. So when you feel yourself clenching up and getting angry or anxious over something, just take a minute or two to take some deep breaths and try to visualise something better. And don't forget to ask upstairs for help. God, your guardian angel, Jesus, Buddha, your off-planet family, whoever you feel comfortable with. They do love it when you ask.
Yeah, so looking at the big picture, Mars is showing us that we are connected to our planet. And when we play the divisive game of us and them, we move out of that connection and both planet and people suffer the consequences. We move away from love when we lose our focus. So it's up to us to be present moment by moment. Check in with your body because your body is the barometer of your soul. Notice how you're feeling. Allow others their journey and come back to your own journey. Your journey is the only one that you can adjust and change. You cannot change anyone else's, and it's not your job to even try. Also, be mindful to not be too hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up when you catch yourself out. In reality, catching yourself out is a good thing because it means that your awareness has heightened and you're waking up. As this happens, you'll catch yourself out more often.
That's for sure. It happens to all of us, so don't get caught up in guilt. Just look upon it as a learning experience. Life on Earth is a school, so of course we sometimes make mistakes. It's all just part of our learning. Everyone does it.
And when you return to love, your vibration is at a higher level. And so this means that you're emitting a vibration of love. You are sending that love vibration out into the world. But then the same thing applies when you're caught up in fear and drama. This is the energy you are putting out and affecting everybody around you. When you send out loving energy, you get loving energy back. But when you send out anger, frustration, fear, and judgment, then that is what you will receive in return. This is the universal law of reflection and attraction in action. Up until now, most people on Earth have lived their lives reactively. But now that the results are becoming obvious and a threat to our very existence through global warming and climate change is upon us, we are being asked to be more mindful of our behaviour and what we are thinking and focusing on. Be present, and if you are registering anything that is not loving, then change it. Yes, easier said than done, but it is doable. Surrender, allow, let go, and let God. God's plan is your plan at the soul level.
Yes, it is doable. But what needs to be clearly understood is that God's plan is love, not war and hatred. God has been used far too much on Earth as an excuse for war and aggression. So many wars have been fought and people tortured and killed in the name of God and Yang male-dominated religion. And this is still happening, even now in the 21st century, which is totally unbelievable and unacceptable. God energy only expresses through unconditional love, which has nothing whatsoever to do with judgment, which is based purely on ego and self-righteousness, but does seem to play a prominent role in religions on earth. The imbalance of yang male aggressive energy has been going on here on earth for thousands of years. The result is global warming, which is now a scientific fact. This change is making its presence felt right now as we move from an old cycle into a new one. This ending and beginning is our chance to change. The imbalance has reached a critical point at which it must be addressed. At the same time, people need to understand what is happening and why, which is why the ET teachers are putting this message out. This is a major spiritual test for humanity, which is why the ETs cannot do the work for you. As the people of Earth, it is your spiritual quest to attain and your test to pass or not. It is your decision, your choice. Nobody else can do it for you. You have been disempowered, dumbed down and brainwashed over centuries by the controllers through world governments and religions. All the off-planet people can do is try to awaken you to this fact and give you deeper conscious understanding of the situation and advise you on the steps you need to take to address it. It is your final exam. They cannot sit it for you. It is up to you whether you pass or fail, and it is an individual quest and test for each and every one of you.
That's for sure. It certainly is for all of us. So thanks for all of this great information, Judy. Judy's books are available through Amazon and Kindle, or you can go directly through Judy's website, which is included in the link below. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with your friends and subscribe to this channel. Again, thanks Judy, and we look forward to our next Q&A session. Bye for now.